Okay, we're right back at it. We are here week 6 at the Frat House. I'm Mike, and, well, this is the guy that planted that squirrel at Citizens Bank Park last Friday night, didn't you? You just admit it.
Sure did.
You and that damn squirrel. I'll tell you, you're going to see what we have in store for that squirrel at the end of the show. But really, yeah, it is. Let me tell you, I got to congratulate you guys. Good job. You beat a team that just obviously was not ready to go. And who'd have thunk it's St. Louis right now, up 2-1 in the NLCS. And personally, I'm rooting for them. So,
thank you.
We got a packed program for you. We're going to be taking a look at 5 games in the NFL. But frankly, Sidekick, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't at least take a second to recognize Al Davis, who passed away on Saturday last. He died at the age of 82. Longtime owner of the Oakland Raiders. Had been the owner there since 1972. And in the quick little eulogy that I just put up on our Facebook page at the time that it happened, one of the things that I wrote down was that Al Davis, the Jerry Jones of the NFL before Jerry Jones, a frequently controversial lightning rod of an owner who you either loved him or you hated him. And so that's our touch on Al Davis. I didn't know whether you wanted to throw anything in on it or not.
No, I think you did a great job.
All right. We're going to take a look at Game 1 for this coming week. We got the Buffalo Bills 4-1 at the New York Giants. They are 3-2. That's our 1 o'clock game on Sunday. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 2 words, they're right there for Buffalo. All right, 78% completion rate. That offense just out of control, really. 3 for 4 in the red zone, 6 of 14 on third down conversions. Of course, they were playing against my Eagles. They had a good balance on offense. That's the way I would put it there. Good balance. Their defense wasn't half bad either. Hitting Mike Vick 6 times and sacked him once. Also had all those interceptions, and one of them, Nick Barnett, came back for a touchdown. The Giants, Eli Manning was 62%. 420 yards, 3 TDs, 3 interceptions, 3 sacks, 2 fumbles, 1 lost. 395 yards passing. Can I tell you something? This Giants team is one-dimensional. That's it. They're passing, and yet what we're looking at is we're looking at a game right now where the Giants are favored by 3. Incomprehensible to me. Go.
Well, I agree. Where did that line come from? The Bills have not lost to the Giants on the road since 1970. I mean, who's making these things up here? Another interesting stat, Fred Jackson, running back, the 3rd best receiver on the Buffalo Bills this season. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills over the New York Giants.
And so am I. We're taking the upset on that one. And frankly, I think you ought to as well, because I just don't know where the line makers were coming from. All right, we're going on to Game 2. Game 2, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles, 1-4, a surprising 1-4 Philadelphia Eagles team at Washington. All right, let's just go through some preliminary numbers, and then I'll unload. Mike Vick, 315 yards, 2 TDs, 4 interceptions. He was the leading rusher of the game. With 90 yards on 5 carries. They were 2 for 9 on third down conversions. Eagles defense, non-existent. Absolutely non-existent. Washington, that they're going to be playing against, comes off of a bye. They had played the Rams 2 weeks before. And really, when it comes right down to it, I'm sorry, the Redskins are strictly a second-rate team. In the game against St. Louis, Rex Grossman was 52% completion, 143 yards with 1 TD, and 2 interceptions. Really, in my opinion, it's a second-rate team. But you have to go to the Eagles. And the reason that they're on our roster for this week is because there has been so much talk and disappointment with this particular team. The Eagles' defense right now, 27th in points allowed, 30th in rushing yards allowed, 15th in total yards allowed. This defense is absolutely horrible. And everybody in Philadelphia is screaming for Andy Reid's head. And when we take a look at Reid's record over the years, and here you go in kind of a microcosm, a microscope, all right? We've been living with it for 13 years. This guy, his record against losing teams, he's 79%, but his record against winning teams is 47%. When it comes right down to it, I look back and I go, Andy Reid, is he really that good a coach? And our Facebook friends have been screaming about it, all right? Almost all season long, starting off with our good friend Russ out there, who started right at the beginning of the season, get rid of this guy. And most recently wrote up on our Facebook page, Mr. I need to do a better job needs another job. There it is. So I'm at the point right now where I'm with the fans. It's time for Reid to go. I'm sick of watching this.
Right. Well, what the odds makers are giving the Eagles, favoring the Eagles
Here we go with
by
the
a
odds.
point and a half. Andy Reid must be sending them ham sandwiches out to the bookies.
Let's go have a ham sandwich.
Week after week after week, they're picking the Eagles.
1.5 point favorite are the Eagles over the Redskins.
I mean, now, Grant, the Eagles have the third overall offense, but they're going up against the Redskins. The Redskins are only letting up 300 yards per game. I'm going with the Redskins.
Redskins have got a
on
good
this game.
defense. They really do. And I'm afraid Vic could get knocked around a little bit in this game.
Right.
Where do you have it going?
I'm going with the Redskins in this one.
Going with the Redskins. Now, despite everything that I have been screaming about here for a couple of seconds, I'm going to tell you I'm going to go with the Eagles, and I'll tell you why. The Eagles have got to win a game. All right? If they go 1-5, I'm telling you, Reid may not get out of the weekend without being fired. So they've got to win a game. This team has got to win a game, period.
But one point, though, I want to, in the news this week, they were talking about looking at a defensive consultant. And I just want to let the Eagles know that Mike and I are available to consult. We got some time during the week in between prepping for the show. We can look at your defense. I mean,
There's a lot of people that could actually probably do a better job than what we see right now going on with Juan Castillo. All right, we're on to Game 3. Game 3, San Francisco 49ers 4-1 at the Detroit Lions, who are 5-0. And a lot of people are looking at this game saying, wow, we've got two teams here that, nobody expected them to be where they are. You got a 4-1 team against a 5-0 team. The 49ers last week against the Buccaneers blew them out 48-3. But really, when you look at the stat sheet, not really all that impressive. Alex Smith, I'm not impressed with. 58% completion rate last week, 170 yards, 3 TDs. That looks all fine and good. They did have 418 total yards of offense. They had a nice balance going on the offense. Detroit also had a nice balance going on, but we got Matt Stafford. You got Calvin Johnson. You got Javid Best. I don't see San Fran winning this game. Detroit is a favorite by 4.
Well, San Francisco's got a +10 turnover differential. The Lions have a +7 turnover differential. I think that's one of the keys to why they're in the position they are this year.
Okay.
Now, the Lions are 2-14 against the Niners out of the last 16 games. But Alex Smith is shaky at times.
Yeah.
So I think Detroit shows up. Detroit takes this game.
You're picking Detroit. I'm picking Detroit as well. All right, Game 4. We've got the Houston Texans, 3-2 at Baltimore Ravens, 3-1. Baltimore coming off a bye as well. Last week, Houston took a hit from the Oakland Raiders, but nonetheless, Matt Schaub did not have a bad day. 416 yards in the air, 2 TDs. He did have 2 interceptions, 3 sacks, and a fumble. Arian Foster, quite good. The Texas defense, they put a shellacking on Jason Campbell. They hit him 11 times and sacked him 3. Baltimore Ravens 2 weeks ago, Joe Flacco, 32%. No TDs, 1 interception, a fumble lost. Baltimore won in this game against the Jets 2 weeks ago, despite what I would call a lackluster game plan. And they had some interception. They had an interception. They had 3 fumbles. But the Jets also had turnovers. So I think that was a turnover game, and I think that was the difference. Baltimore is favored by 7.5, and again, here we go with the odds on this. I don't get this spread. 7.5 points for Baltimore.
I don't get the spread either. Honestly, for me, this is a little close to pick for me.
Okay.
You know, I've been on the Texans bandwagon all season. They're a little banged up. Andre Johnson's going to be out. You know, they're coming into Baltimore. So with Baltimore's defense, I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm giving it to the Ravens. And this is going to be my bomb diggity bomb pick of the week.
There we go.
Is this game right here.
All right. So you're picking the Ravens.
I'm going with the Ravens.
And I'm picking the Texans, all because of everything that I just said before. I just don't see where Baltimore has it. They're just not developed in the same way that Houston is. Houston's got a lot more going on there. All right, Game 5. Game 5. We've got New Orleans, 4-1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 3-2. This is the 4:15 game on Sunday. Let's take a look at last week. The Saints, close game against your Carolina Panthers and your Cam Newton over there. They only won by 3 points. Drew Brees, however, 71%, 2 TDs. He had 1 interception. He was sacked twice. They had 444 total yards of offense, 340 yards passing. They were 3 of 5 in the red zone. 12 of 17 on third down conversions is quite good. And Brees, in his usual style, spreading out his passing offense. Tampa Bay, Josh Freeman, 52%. No TDs, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks. Can I tell you right now, we had a real hard time even finding a highlight player in this game in their loss to San Francisco, where they only scored 3 points. So we had to give it to who? How about Connor Barth? Yeah, I've never heard of him. He had a 24-yard field goal for 3 points, and there you have it.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. All right. So, New Orleans, 4.5-point favorite. Is anybody shocked?
I'm not shocked at all. I mean, literally, I only 2 words. Drew Brees. I'm going with the Saints.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going with the Saints. And, frankly, if Tampa Bay does find a way to come up and win this game, well, then we're going to find out that Tampa Bay's for real. This is a game really for Tampa Bay to find out whether, in fact, they're a legitimate contender. So, if they find a way to do that one, but I don't think it's happening. All right, so there you have it. We've got our 5 games, 5 picks of the week. I'm asking you, please, check us out on Facebook. All right, go there, like us, make your comments. You can become like some of our Facebook friends, like Nick S. and like Russ, and you can be making comments to us all the time, and you might even get quoted on the show. All right, in the meantime, you know what to do. You got to keep it real, you got to keep it live, and you got to keep it going. Thanks very much. See you next week.
Being from the South and being a squirrel hunter, if I had a gun there, I might have did something. I'm a pretty good shot.